continuing to monitor an active shooter situation at Wayne Community College in North Carolina. One person is dead and the shooter is at large. CBS Radio News correspondent Jim Krasula joins us now by phone. So, Jim, what can you tell us about the latest?
Elaine and Vlad, the call came in the town of Goldsboro about 8 a.m. Police got a call, several calls, in fact, about an active shooter on campus. When they got there, they found one person had been shot in or near the library building. At this point, they say the school is still on lockdown. The community college has about 4,000 students. There are several schools, an elementary school, also a middle school nearby, that are also on lockdown because at this point, no arrest has been made. A white male, about 5'11" is the suspect in this case. They say he has a goatee and a tattoo over his eye. I can tell you that Goldsboro is a military town, home to Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. It's about an hour or so south and east of Raleigh.
What about the police response? In terms of the search, are we talking about multiple agencies involved in this?
Yes, Elaine, North Carolina Highway Patrol is there, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, police from Goldsboro, even some officers from a couple of adjoining counties are on the scene. Not clear how wide an area at this point they're looking for this suspect, but I would think that it's a pretty good size area.
And Jim, are you hearing anything about the possible description of this alleged shooter?
5'11", lad, a white male, said to have a goatee and a tattoo over his eye. The motive for the shooting at this point, we obviously have no idea. Was this person targeted? Was this a random shooting? We just don't know at this point.
And Jim, also, what do you know about this community college?
About 4,000 students are enrolled at this community college. The shooting apparently happened in or near the library building. Still a very heavy police presence on campus. Many students are locked in classroom buildings at this point. Others have been evacuated to what they consider safe areas on campus.
And Jim, we've been looking, as you've been speaking, at some images here of police in a tactical vehicle and tactical equipment on the scene there. You talked about how many students were there. Could you tell us anything more about sort of the location? You said this was the library where this took place?
That's right, Elaine, in this city of Goldsboro. Again, the Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, a lot of military in and around that area, about an hour or so south and east of Raleigh. We don't know at this point if they suspect that the gunman is still on campus or if that person has fled at this point. We just don't know.
And Jim, I know you're trying to report this, and I'm just curious. I'm assuming that the person who is reportedly killed, we don't have any details of who that is. I'm guessing that the authorities would have to wait until they notify his families, but have you heard anything?
That's exactly right, Vlad. And again, we don't know if that person was specifically targeted by the gunman. That hasn't been revealed at this point. A lot of the information, interestingly enough, is coming not from the police in Goldsboro, but from City Hall, the mayor's office, the city manager's office, interestingly enough.
Why might that be?
Yeah.
I would guess perhaps because Goldsboro's not the biggest city, but I would think that most all of the police officials, the commanders, the chief, probably on the scene and still trying to get hold of exactly what's going on there.
And Jim, and just back to the victim there, we don't know if he was a student or professor or just a passerby, a random person. We don't know. Yes?
That's exactly. At this point, it could have been a domestic situation. We just don't know that yet.
All right. CBS Radio News correspondent Jim Krasula. Thanks so much, Jim.